ESTG was he did the Bootleg Kev. Shout out to Bootleg Kev, one of our favorite people.
Yeah, friend of the show.
So Bootleg Kev had ESTG on to talk about his upcoming album. I believe Toro 2 is the name of it.
Mm-hmm.
So he had ESTG on there. I fuck with ESTG, love his music. So, but I also know that ESTG is not somebody that is he's not a very talkative. He doesn't want to be interviewed. He doesn't have that energy where he's gonna sit down and come kick it with you and bust it up. Like he just wants to promote his music, get out of there, and go do what the fuck he want to do. So he was on Bootleg Kev, and I saw the clip. The first question, Kev, and now give some context. Kev said that ESTG was about 2 hours late, and when he came in, he didn't even speak to nobody. He just kind of just sat down and just was ready to shoot.
Sounds like Bobby and Yachty.
So Bootleg Kev kind of, you know how it is when you can kind of feel somebody's vibe. Like, yo, dude ain't really, he's not the most welcoming, the most warm guy.
Right.
And so, Bootleg
Kev did what most like white guys do when it's like you're trying to break that. He started talking about porn. He's like, hey, you know what Brian Pumper is?
Is that what we do?
Yeah, like y'all just throw porn out there. You make dick jokes and it's like, yo, all right, whatever.
Well, Bootleg Kev's show, he does ask random questions. That's actually why I enjoy his show so much. It's not the same interview.
But he tries to get to know the person away from just their art.
Like when I went on there, we talked about Phoenix hip hop for the first 40 minutes.
Yeah. Shit like that. You got to just talk about random shit and just see where it takes you. So ESTG wasn't feeling that. And then, Kev started talking about his football past. ESTG used to play college football, had a promising career. I believe he even went to the combine, I think. Yeah, something like that. So, Kev was just trying to find ways to fill ESTG out and see where the conversation would go. And, ESTG said, yo, what does that have to do with my album? And Kev said some honesty. He's like, well, I'm a big football fan, and I just think it's dope that you actually were really good in football at one point. Right. But now you're doing your thing in rap. I think it's a great story. And ESTG wasn't feeling that. He got up, walked out.
It's interesting because this is kind of like the Reason thing to some degree. Like an unfortunate situation where people could have had a cool conversation turned into probably better promo than what that regular interview would have been.
100%.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This is another moment.
I
hope people don't chase these because this was real. Well, the Reason thing was real.
Don't even hope. People are going to chase these. This is shit that people do. Now everybody's going to get up and walk out.
Bobby and Dre will follow each other.
Bobby and Dre.
Yeah, I might get up and walk out of this shit in a minute. I don't know.
Fuck yeah, do it.
But yeah, so ESTG was pissed.
Don't prove to stop right.
And I like what Kev said. Kev was like, for better or worse, it made for a moment. It made for content.
I see both sides here. Kev did put out that I believe allegedly his team gave a brief before that he was really only interested in talking about his music. So if that was a conversation that was had prior to with his team, then if Kev is taking the interview, he should respect that. Mm-hmm. Or just not take the interview because it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, but it's hard. Rory, it's hard to sit down and just grill somebody about their upcoming album. Like, how many times are you going to ask a rapper, yo, so what was your motivation? What was your...
Tell me about the producers.
What was your inspiration?
I agree with you. That's why I see both sides, whereas what could be more beneficial to the artist is people getting to know them. Because, like, the music interviews rarely promote you more. It's great for your core fan base to know certain stuff about the music, but part of a press run, for the most, is to get new fans.
Yeah. Get
exposure. Hopefully, people that wouldn't typically check for your album, go check it out. Mm-hmm. And I think the best way to do that is for people to see your personality, not just music stuff. I think that's where a lot of artists do fail in press runs, is they think they have to come in and act like fucking Prince and just be like, put the sunglasses on and be like, oh, this song came to me in a dream. Like, and that's we're in a different content space now. That maybe worked back in the day when you rarely saw interviews with artists like that. Like, you'd have to wait a year for their MTV TRL shit, or you'd have to wait for them to go talk to Angie. Like, we are bombarded with artist interviews every fucking day. You have to make yourself more interesting. So I feel, G, on this, like, though I told you I just want to talk about the music, but I don't think that's really benefiting you at the end of the day. There should be music stuff there. Yeah. And you also have to remember, not everyone kind of has their own outlets they go out to. So if you've talked about your NFL career, it could have been on a platform that there's a large fan base that hasn't seen yet.
Yeah.
I watch Bootleg Kev. So that's a really, I'm going to listen to his music differently now. Like, oh shit, he played linebacker?
Well, not only
now I'm going to look up highlights. Like everything about you becomes a little bit more interesting.
Well, not only that, when you go on these different platforms, there's different audiences.
Yeah.
Right. There's some of these platforms share audiences, but I'm sure a lot of people that watch Bootleg Kev never heard of ESTG, never heard his music. You go on here, you have a great interview, great episode. Now people from this platform know who you are. Like, oh, I like this dude. Let me check him out. I think people still check him out after this because he walked out and it's kind of like, who the fuck is this dude? Like, he just walked out on Kev's interview like that. Like, that's fucked up. But I mean, you know, again, I understand, you know, ESTG may be on a crazy press run right now. You know how that shit is, Rory. You're tired. You did about 5-6 interviews already.
It's annoying to have to repeat the same shit over and over, but you have to keep in your mind, unfortunately, this comes with the gig.
Yeah,
and
it comes with
press runs are just
it's a part of it. It's a part of it. And it's the part of it that most artists really don't like to do, especially if you're not the most social person. Like you don't really want to sit down and talk all day. But, you know, that's what it is. If you talk about being in the business of selling music, you have to sell who you are as a person, the personality. You have to sell who you are as an artist. You have to get people to try to buy into your brand, find your brand. This is why you go on different platforms to expand your brand. But I mean, I like Kev's approach to it. He said, you know, for better or worse, we made some content out of it. Now, ESTG's response was very different from Kev's response.
I mean, we could just go with the last line.
Well, no, he said, please don't play with me because I play crazy.
I didn't like that, though.
I mean, but if you're being honest, if that's who you are, he's like, listen, don't play with me because I don't play. Like, if I start playing, it's going to go a different way. I mean,
but nobody was.
I think it's a little. I think he went at Kev a little too aggressive. Kev didn't warrant that type of energy.
Yeah,
but I think what it more so is that's just a message to like anybody else moving forward. If I go on your platform, like, don't play these viral games with me because I play a different way.
But he wasn't playing a viral game.
He was
trying to.
He was, which is fine.
Well, he said the clip was up 2 hours after he left. Like,
so what? That's it.
That's
the game.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
No, I'm not mad at Kev.
You're
but
right.
You can't also say that you weren't chasing a viral moment. Like, he didn't do that on purpose, but
he wasn't
what,
trying
I'm
to
not
get
going
him
to
to
post
leave.
that clip.
Like, he knew
that's what I'm going to leave
Kev
with.
knew that was going to be a viral.
100 as Kev should have.
Naturally.
Yeah.
And that's good for both of them at the end of the day.
Well, that's why Kev said, for better or worse, we got a moment.
And I feel like it's up to your team for them to know, okay, like, you need to research these platforms that you're going on. Like, full transparency, we've had artists that turned down our platform because they don't have a fucking personality. So they don't want to come on here and we try to pull a personality out of them. They know that they wouldn't be good for that. They want to go on there and talk about their music.
There's one person I'm still salty about.
I know.
I'm not gonna talk about that. I'm salty he did what he did.
I know.
I ain't like that because I really liked him as a person.
That's cool.
Yeah,
it was kind of nuts, but we'll save that for Patreon.
Yeah.
We can talk about that on Patreon.
Yeah.
NewRoryNMal.